Hey guys, welcome back to Natalie Name Solve Your Problems. There's gonna be another name change. It is now just gonna be Natalie Solves Your Problems. Maybe not though, because Ava died and I couldn't solve that problem. So it might just be Natalie. I'm so mad.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Natalie Name Solve Your Problems.
I'm Natalie.
I'm Ava.
And we're two sisters who live in Austin.
And we're basically just trying to get through life as fun and easily as possible, so we decided to solve problems. Your problems. We solve.
Whether you like it or not.
Probably.
Not. Probably not.
Probably not. So this is kind of a spur-of-the-moment video. We got a very specific request from a friend of mine named Katrina. Katrina, this one's for you. It's also for all of you who don't like to wear makeup, but feel like sometimes you just gotta wear some makeup out there in the real world.
That's me.
So this is the makeup tutorial for you guys.
Yeah!
This is the look we'll be doing today. It is super simple, super plain, but it's really nice. You can wear it to dinner, you can wear it to work, you can wear it in your bed because we're not going anywhere because of
the panorama that we're in.
I used as few things as I possibly could in my makeup kit, so let's get going. This is my precious sister, Natalie. She will be my makeup, what's the word I'm looking for?
Find the word faster.
Here are some basic things I want to go over first. I am not a professional makeup artist by any means. I taught myself how to do makeup completely off of YouTube videos. One thing that I want to share with you guys before we get going is a little bit of makeup theory that I've learned. That's establishing the planes and the valleys of the face. So if you look at Natalie's face, the cheekbones here and like the top of the forehead and the bridge of the nose and even the chin right here, those are like peaks of the face that the sun would hit because the sun comes down from here. And so those things that like would be illuminated by the sun would get lighter colors. And then the valleys of the face, you can see it creates a little bit of a shadow, and you can accentuate that by putting in darker colors or contour. What that does is it creates the illusion, and that's all that makeup is, by the way, is an illusion, sharp, defined cheekbones. So I'm gonna share with you guys what I use, how I use it, and over time, you'll get really fast at it if you do this on a regular basis. I can put on this face of makeup in probably 10 minutes. Okay, we will start with eyes. This is a contour palette. I'm using the contour for both contour on her face and also in her eyes. But if anybody is curious, it's the Lorac Pro Contour. I'm gonna be using two brushes because you don't wanna use one brush for two colors, otherwise it looks muddy and gross. So I'm gonna use this bigger brush for the lighter color. Start with the lighter one first, and then I'm going to just kind of dab it. You don't need to get a lot. And then get a flat surface like a table, the edge of your sink, whatever, and what that does is it disperses the pigment into the brush. So when I touch her face with it, it's not gonna be all this color. Hold it from the end. This is not like holding a pen. Hold it from the end here. The movement that this makes allows for more of a natural kind of look. So the crease here is where all the color is going to originate from. So we're gonna like center all of the color right here in her crease. So place it on your eye and do little circles, little tiny circles. And then you kind of establish the pigment and then sweep it across like a windshield wiper. You don't want it to go all the way up to the eyebrows. You want to leave some space right here so that you can see your skin tone. What this does is it gives the illusion that you have high brows. Always start with less than you think you need because it's way easier to put more on than it is to take it off. We're done with this brush for now. I'm gonna put it back and I'm gonna use the little brush now. And we're gonna do this color and then we're gonna do the same motion, but smaller. We're gonna follow the crease, do a little circle, and this just gives it dimension. If by accident you put too much on your face, before you try and wash it off and start all over again, or give up completely, I've been there. Get a bigger brush. Like I have this one that's even bigger than the first one I used. Make sure it's clean, just like rub it on your arm, make sure that there's no color there, and then just do the same motion you've been doing, just like try and smooth it out. It'll work. The reason we're starting with eyes before foundation is because 99% of the time, little pigment particles will fall from your eyes and end up on your cheeks and then mess up your foundation. And you don't want to do that. If you put foundation on after, you can wipe away the pigment.
Genius.
Genius. Next is eyeliner. I use something that maybe probably not a lot of people use. I use the Anastasia Brow Dip. So this is for your eyebrows, what I'm about to use, but I also use it for my eyeliner. I like efficiency, and I will just take this brush, it's an angled brush, and I will get the very tip of it here, and just run it along right in there. You don't want too much, so it's a little globby right now, and I'm gonna get the cap, just kind of brush some of it off. There, now it's a little easier to work with. Now, I like to place my finger right at the edge of the eye. Just kind of hold the skin in place. this. That way it doesn't bunch underneath the brush and create kind of this like skipped look. Like when you draw on a piece of paper with crayon, how it has that skipped look. For that reason, I am not a fan of eye pencils. I prefer to use this kind of stuff that's a little more liquid, a little more soft. So we're gonna start out here, right past the lash line, and just follow her lid to about 3/4 of the way in. If it gets uneven, that's okay. You wanna start small and get big, just like with the pigment. If you need more, go get some more. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. I'm gonna hug her head. And I'm not holding this eyeliner brush, I'm holding it more like a pencil because I want more precision. I don't want that loose, natural look. I want it to be solid.
I'm gonna add a little tip.
Do it.
I am someone who does even less makeup than this. I do like a little bit more down and dirty. So if you don't have something like this,
Ooh, yeah.
I use eyeshadow. Any kind of pigment like that, contour, eyeshadow, whatever it is that you've got, get this brush wet and swirl it in the pigment, or like drag it through the pigment a little bit and use that. That's what I use.
Next, we are gonna do a little bit of eyebrows. Anybody can do this. All you need to do is go get a clear mascara. This is gonna be kind of like gel for the eyebrows. And all it does is it creates simple, clean, in-place eyebrows. So, you know, if you like brush your face or something, your eyebrow doesn't go like that. Get your clear mascara and have a towel on hand or like a dry washcloth. Just take your clear mascara one and lightly run it across or tap it. And then we're gonna go in that direction. Very gently. So then you get that. And there you go. Those are eyebrows. Super simple. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. A motto I like to live by is customize everything. So if you see something that someone's doing and you're like, oh, I like everything except that, change it. Change it for what works for you. If anything in this look doesn't work for you, change it. Experiment. All right. Now it's foundation time. And this is something that I take very seriously. If you are gonna do makeup, I highly, highly suggest this. You can either use your fingers to apply your foundation, which is totally fine.
Which is what I do.
Which is what Natalie does. Or I like having the control of a sponge. So this is a beauty blender, and I really like the shape because it's this teardrop thing. The part down here is for general all over planes, and then this up here is for detail work, like around your eyes and in your nose crease. If you're gonna use one of these, get it wet. Run it under the water and squeeze it while you get it wet. And then get your towel, squish it until it's damp. That way it's wet throughout. When the foundation goes on your sponge here, it doesn't absorb into the sponge. The sponge is already damp, so it will just go straight onto your face. I like using the Burt's Bees BB cream. Use my hand as my palette. I get a little bit on there like that. And I'm just going to tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Be careful not to get up into here where we put our eyeshadow. Just go around it and tap, 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 tap. You rarely want to spread because what that does is it leaves lines across your face. Good. You can kind of rub in the creases of the nose just to make sure you get more coverage.
And don't neglect the neck.
Don't neglect the neck.
When you are doing your skincare routine or when you are putting on makeup, always take care of your neck. It's very important.
This is part of your face too.
Moisturize,
yeah.
And in years to come, after not doing that, you'll regret it.
Go down into the neck. And Natalie has a little blemish right here, which is perfect because she's human. She passed the test.
I love cake. I had cake, and that's what happened.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was the cake?
I
That's
ate
funny.
cake, a lot of it.
It was good cake. It was good cake. Just get a little bit, and you can squeeze the sponge. It's almost completely gone.
I look blowy as hell.
And that's it. If you use a sponge, make sure to wash this like every week, every 2 weeks if you're really feeling dangerous. But get a bar of soap and rub it across the bar of soap and then squish it out and then rub it in the unclean spots.
Otherwise it'll get moldy and that's gross.
That's really, really bad for you. If it gets moldy, throw it out, buy a new one. But you can make these last a lot longer by keeping them in open air areas and keeping them clean. Okay, now contour. Woo! This is the baby contour lesson. We're gonna go back to our little palette here. I like to use this brush. It is flat, it's fat, and it is just straight across on the top. I'm gonna use this medium color. And remember, same thing as the eyeshadow. Pat, 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 right there on the tip, and then now, always start out with less than you think you need. So you can find the hollow of your cheek, if you just put your fingers in, like right by your upper teeth, and that's the line you want to follow. It starts right here at the top of the ear and then goes in like that. You don't want to go past halfway, otherwise it'll start to look muddy. Right there at the top of the ear, and just work our way in. You want it nice and precise up here, but then you can start to spread it out when you get to the cheek a little bit. Kind of like it creates a cone. Pat, 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 pat. See how defined her cheek is versus the other side? That would be if you left it plain. She still looks beautiful. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
And this is just a little extra step that you can take. Same thing, other side. So that's it. I just like to have a little bit of definition in my cheekbones, just like that, and then we move on. Next is blush. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of blush.
Blush is my favorite! Okay, go ahead.
It doesn't matter what kind of blush you use. As a general rule of thumb, I like to avoid makeup with talc, because talcum powder, also known as, is a known carcinogen, and that will really f it up. I like to use a fluffy brush. It's kind of round. Just pat, 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 and then swirl around in the top. Here's the thing about blush. You don't want to apply it to the apples of your cheeks. Smile, Natalie. These are the apples. You don't want to apply it right there. Why? Unsmile. Because it'll fall. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the line of the contour. Again, hold it by the edge and very lightly, you just want to stay in this general area. Don't go below the contour, stay a little bit above it. And don't get too close to the eyeshadow because you want to keep this space open here. Now, bonus, I like to put some blush here in the middle of the face. It just has you look a little more sun-kissed. And remember when I was talking about the planes of the face and the sun touching those parts? Tip of the nose up here, and then the chin. If you go outside, those spots are most likely going to be kissed by the sun. So let's do it here, artificially. Just gently drag it across. You don't have to be any precise way about it. You just want it to kind of tickle the tip of the nose. You got a little sun-kissed nose.
Yeah.
And then you do up here, on the top, pat, pat, pat. That way it doesn't look like you left a big line of blush. And then the chin. Okay, setting powder. So what I've done is I've recycled this old case thing, and I'm using this plain white powder. It is the Burt's Bees Baby Dusting Powder. I just use this to fill up this thing. It is really loose powder, by the way, so just be careful because it will get on your clothes. I'm just kind of gonna get a tiny bit, just like that. Now, my rule of thumb is to just tap it along the planes of the face where I haven't put blush or contour. You just want to set in the rest of the foundation that hasn't gotten covered by something. So that's that. Last part, mascara. I'm using a brown mascara on Natalie. It is also Burt's Bees. When you do it, you want to rotate the brush, just like that, and blink each time you go up. Good. You want to avoid clumps in your mascara, and the way to do that is to just go in all kinds of different directions. All right, for the lower lashes, I'm literally just gonna have Natalie do this herself because we tried this last time and I poked her in the eye. So you can see with Natalie, she's opening her eyes really, really wide. And she's doing that same twirly technique that we were talking about. Yeah. Just make sure that it's even across the bottom lid.
Yeah, don't neglect the ones on the inside. And then that's it.
That's it. And that's your look. This is the look for the people who don't like to do makeup. Yeah, you look great, dude. You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Shout out to Katrina. Thanks so much for asking for this because this is actually something that we've talked about doing before, but we never,
But instead we did the other makeup video that we posted.
Check that one out. You'll learn a lot from that one too.
That would be like a going out on the town kind of look.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something different, like I think that'd be for you.
It's amazing.
It's like
like earth shattering.
It's like really different.
It's really good. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yay!
Let us know what you thought about this makeup tutorial. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you have any other tips, we'd love to hear it.
Like, subscribe, and comment down below any other problems you want us to address. It can be from the largest to the smallest, so let us know. And thanks for sticking around.
Thank you guys so much.
We love you.